Hello! In this video, I'll be discussing and explaining every Origin feat found in the 2024 Player's Handbook. This is a video for DMs to send to players who are new to D&D or who need a refresher on the rules. My name is Josh, and without further delay, let's dive right in. Once you've selected a class, the second major step is to pick a background. This background represents who your character was before they went on adventures. I'll be covering backgrounds in a different video, but for right now we will zoom in on one very important aspect of backgrounds, the Origin feat. Every character selects at least one Origin feat at first level, but what is a feat? A feat is a class-agnostic feature. Any character can unlock an Origin feat. Dwarf Cleric, Human Fighter, or Hugh Jackman. It doesn't matter. Origin feats are the simplest and least powerful version of feats. Their effects are mostly contained and simple. The 10 Origin feats in the Player's Handbook are as follows: Alert, Crafter, Healer, Lucky, Magic Initiate, Musician, Savage Attacker, Skilled, Tavern Brawler, and Tough. I'll go through each of them in detail, explain what they give you, what rules they interact with, and which ones are best for newer players. Whoa, what was that? Sorry, that was just my alert feat going off. Alert is a great feat if you want to get the drop on your enemy and be ready for anything, or stay one step ahead. In D&D, when a major fight breaks out, everyone rolls initiative. This is a fancy way to say turn order. Each participant in the combat rolls a d20 and adds their dexterity modifier. The highest roll goes first. With alert, you add your proficiency bonus to your initiative roll. This stacks with whatever bonus you might have, meaning you're more likely to go first. Alert also allows you to swap your initiative with an ally. If you're starting combat and roll really high, you might think, great, I get to go first. But then you take a look at the board and see that your ally is in trouble. So you could ask them if they would like to swap initiative. You've just helped them out of a tight spot by letting them move first. This feat will serve you well at any level because the bonus it grants will keep increasing. As a general rule, any feature that goes off your proficiency bonus will get better over time. We'll see this a few more times on this list. Crafter. This feat is for those who enjoy role-playing and shopping more so than a boost in combat. It grants a few benefits. You gain proficiency in 3 types of artisan's tools from the fast crafting table. They enhance your ability checks and let you make things to use on your adventures or sell for some extra coin. Each tool has its own rules, which you can find on page 220. But for now, let's say you want your character to make shoes, brew healing potions, and scribe spell scrolls. With this feat, you would select Cobbler's Tools, the Herbalism Kit, and Calligrapher's Supplies. The feat also grants you a 20% discount when buying non-magical items. Whoa! You're now the friend with a Costco card that has to shop for everybody. Lastly, you can build an item from the fast crafting table after a long rest. You just need the required proficiency and the tools on hand to do so. However, the items are temporary.
There, little friend, good as new. Oh!
So if the group needed it, you could MacGyver together a ladder, a tinderbox, a net, or even a ladder. The possibilities are several. Healer. This feat makes you better at first aid and healing. When a well-placed arrow drops the fighter to 0 hit points, a few things happen. They are dying, which means they become unconscious. They also start rolling death saving throws. At the start of each turn, they roll a d20. On a 10 or above, it's a success. 9 or below, it's a failure. It is a race to see which one is rolled 3 times. If they roll 3 successes, they stabilize. If they roll a natural 20, they regain 1 hit point. If they roll a natural 1, that counts as 2 failures. 3 failures, dead. This is bad potentially, so what can we do? Anyone within 5 feet can take the help action to make a DC 10 Wisdom Medicine check to administer first aid. If successful, the death saving throws stop, and the character becomes stable. They'll awaken 1d4 hours later with 1 hit point. Any character that has a healer's kit handy, the stabilization just works.
Okay, clear! What? This is great, you can never die!
So why do we need the healer feat then? Well, healer gives you the battle medic feature. When you take the help action on your turn, the creature you're performing first aid on can expend a hit dice. You, being the one administering the first aid, roll that hit dice and add your proficiency bonus to the roll. The fighter would regain hit points equal to the total, and immediately be back in the fight. In addition, you re-roll 1s on any healing roll you make with a spell, or that hit die roll when you perform first aid as part of the battle medic feature. If you want to be a healer, the healer feat is for you. Do you feel lucky? What if we codified that luck into non-fungible points? With this feat, you gain a number of luck points equal to your proficiency bonus and regain any expended points after a long rest. What are the points for? You can spend a luck point to give yourself advantage on a d20 test, basically any attack roll, saving throw, or skill check. You can also impose disadvantage when a creature is about to make an attack roll against you. You do this before you know the result in any case, so it is not a re-roll, just a tipping of the scales in your favor. This is a good feat for classes that benefit from on-demand advantage, like rogues. Defensively, it's best used against creatures with one big attack, because if they miss you, they've just wasted their entire turn, like Frodo in the Cave Troll. Before we get to possibly my favorite Origin feat, I would just like to say, if you like this content, subscribe to see more. Thank you. Magic Initiate. You're kind of a wizard, Harry. Magic Initiate comes in 3 flavors: Cleric, Druid, and Wizard. Depending on your choice, you learn 2 cantrips and you can prepare a first level spell from the respective class spell list. You take this feat for backstory reasons or because you have your eyes on a particular first level spell. Both are equally valid. Whatever your selection, you also get to choose the spellcasting stat. Normally, cleric spells are cast with wisdom, but here you could have them work off charisma, for example. Depending on your class, this feat will have different implications. If you have no other magic whatsoever, this is a nice boost of flavor, form, and function. But if you're already a spellcaster, Magic Initiate will let you possibly sample from another class's spell list. It just makes you even better at a thing you're good at. In addition, the first level spell you prepare can also be fueled with your other spell slots. So you get to use it once for free, and then again and again. The Magic Initiate feats are great on any character. Veteran players will enjoy the versatility and power, but new players might be intimidated by their complexity. Musician! Let's get the show on the road with the Musician feat. This one is simple and effective. First, you gain proficiency with 3 musical instruments. You can play a song with these, but there aren't many actual uses for them outside of flavor, maybe distracting a crowd or performing for coin, but that's about it. Second, whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can play an instrument to give out heroic inspiration, which is a free reroll of a d20. You give out a number equal to your proficiency bonus. That's 2 free rerolls when you get this feat, and eventually it will go up to 6. A free reroll for everybody is super good. Everyone in the party has a get out of jail free card in their back pocket. You can help out your entire party for the small price of 5 ukulele lessons. Generally speaking, everyone wants a musician in the party. They're not wrong, this is really good. Savage Attacker. This feat is simple and very approachable for new players who just want to hit something. Once per turn, you roll your damage dice twice and choose between them. We're gonna go with the higher number 99% of the time. For example, if you hit with your great axe, you roll 2d12 and pick the higher number. It's like advantage, but for violence. Hooray! Skill issue? Never heard of it. Skilled is the perfect feat for new players. You look at your skill proficiencies, pick 3 that aren't filled in, and fill them in. Perception and stealth are usually good picks, but choose whatever speaks to you. Animal handling? Sure, good choice. The penultimate feat, Tavern Brawler. Live out your bare-knuckle boxing dreams. This feat grants us 4 different benefits, mostly boosting our unarmed strikes. Just for context, an unarmed strike is how you fight if you don't have a weapon. It is a melee attack that allows you to damage, grapple, or shove a creature within 5 feet of you. To damage a creature, you make an attack roll using your strength, pretty simple. There is no damage die, it's just 1 plus your strength modifier. To grapple, the creature actually has to make a saving throw to resist you grabbing and holding them in place. They can choose dexterity or strength to try and resist or break free on later turns. If they fail, they gain the grappled condition until they break free. Later, they make ability checks to break out. Lastly, you can shove a creature, which is the same as above, but instead of grabbing them, you push them 5 feet away or knock them prone. So that's unarmed strikes. What does Tavern Brawler do? Well, it gives us enhanced unarmed strike. It turns that 1 into a d4 when we roll for damage. Second up is damage reroll. If you roll a 1 on your unarmed strike, you can roll again, but only once per attack. Third is push. This effectively combines the damage and shove option once per turn. And finally, improvised weapons. You gain proficiency in improvised weapons.
Whoa!
Pick up a table leg, you can treat it as a club. Or you could treat a beer stein like a club, but flavor-wise, it's fitting for a character that is the last Origin feat in the Player's Handbook. Another good one for new players. Your maximum hit points increase by 2, and do so again every time you level up. Tough is great for those who don't like to die. It's the equivalent of boosting your Constitution stat by 2. And that is our list of Origin feats. Feel free to comment below what your favorite feat is and why. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something, were entertained, or ideally both. YouTube will recommend you a video of mine on the left here, and on the right is a playlist with other guides. Enjoy.